What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is what we learned from USC 31, Michigan 13. I have done the rewatch. Now, being there in person, it was a fantastic performance to witness firsthand. But after watching the TV copy, I'm actually more optimistic and positive than I was coming out of the game in person. So, a ton to talk about today. If you guys are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And before we do get into it, I do want to thank Underdog for sponsoring today's video. Underdog is, of course, your one-stop shop for daily fantasy sports. Create an account, sign up with my code BLADE, play just $5 in lineups, and you will get $100 in bonus funds. So all that you're going to do is you're going to go through and pick your players, and you're going to select higher or lower based on statistical projections. For example, the Dodgers play the Brewers today. I'm feeling a big Dodger win today, so I have Shohei Ohtani to have higher than 2.5 hits, runs, and ribbies. I have Mookie Betts to have more than 1.5 hits, runs, and ribbies. And Christian Yelich to have lower than 1.5. And when you guys do set your lineups, make sure you do DM me over on Twitter. Shout out to Erica, Jack, and Steve for sending me your DMs this week. Thank you so much, Underdog. Now let's get into the video. All right, so what we learned, thing number one, the 4-3 works. So the majority of this game was spent in the 4-3 formation. Of course, our base is a 4-2-5 nickel. We took the nickel off the field for the majority of this game. Eric Gentry was playing a lot in the slot. Alex Graham did make his debut, but he only played about 8 snaps. Having the 3 linebacker flexibility changed everything for defending the run. We were able to be flexible. We were able to be diverse, and we were able to do a lot of looks pre-snap. When you just have Desmond Stevens and Eric Gentry out there, there's of course that playmaking. They're both very good in coverage. But Desmond's kind of caught in a weird spot where he has to do a ton of jobs. In this game, D'Antlin was blitzing all 3 linebackers at different times. Desmond was dropping back a little bit while Jaden and Eric really crashed down. It let us really play free, play downhill, and play fast. And man, seeing Kamari Ramsey back at safety for the majority of this game, he just looks so much more comfortable, so much more fluid. Just overall, I think this formation makes a lot more sense for this team now. Now, sometimes your hands are tied, right? Sometimes you have to defend the pass. You have to get that extra defensive back on the field. But man, if Eric Gentry is going to be covering like that, playing in the slot, then that opens up a ton of things for you to do defensively, keeping those linebackers on the field. And you saw them rotate in a guy like Tamir Robinson. That's a pure downhill thumper. There was a lot of rotation on the defensive line. We saw a little bit of Kobe Pepe and Carlin Jones. Hope that Floyd Bucard is okay. Now, Keyshawn Silver did see his snaps go down a little bit, but what we saw was the pairing of Jade Abasiri and Devin Tompkins. That is far and away our best defensive line duo right now, or defensive tackle duo, I should say. Those two guys play off each other so well. And man, Jade Abasiri has turned into an absolute stud for this defense. He was feasting in this game. He was getting into the backfield. He was getting in under the pads of the Michigan interior line, and he had a sensational game overall. Now, going up against the Irish this week, and that running attack, as good as Michigan is running the ball, Notre Dame's probably twice as good. So definitely expect to see that 4-3 continue over to South Bend. Now, thing number 2, Alani Noah has arrived. Now, Alani Noah is a guy I've been really hard on for the last 2 years. You guys know that if you watch this channel. But so far this season, I've been talking a lot about his development, how much different he looks, how well he's moving, but he really showed that off in this game. I thought he was our best offensive lineman on the day, but his effectiveness in the pulling game, over and over and over, moving so fast, covering so much ground, getting to his spot each and every time. Very good striking, very good hand placement, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. And whereas before the last 2 years, he looked confused, like he didn't know really what he was doing. He was slow getting to his spot. Now with Coach Hansen, that's entirely flipped. He was on top of it in this game. He was confident. He knew exactly where to be. And he's athletic enough to get there. He and Elijah Page are the 2 most athletic guys on this offensive line. They're both legitimate NFL prospects. And while Elijah didn't play in this one, you can just see the way Alani moves. It's different than any other offensive lineman we had out there on the field. With his tools, with his physical skill set, to see him moving like that, playing this confident, playing this physical, man, that bodes well for us going into South Bend. That bodes well for all these big games. Whereas before the season, you thought Alani Noah was going to be a liability. He has taken a massive leap. I do think that from last year to this year, no one has taken a bigger leap than Jaden Maiava, but Alani Noah is right behind him. Go back and watch the third quarter of this game and just watch number 77. You will be blown away, I promise you. Next up, thing number 3. This offense put opposing linebackers in linebacker hell. Now, what I mean by that is we are terrorizing the opposition linebackers each and every week with our offensive scheme. So imagine you're a linebacker going up against USC. You're already worried about Jaden pulling and running. You're worried about Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane, the RPO game, these great running backs. So the tricky thing for the linebackers that we're going up against, when Jaden puts the ball in the belly of the running back, he's either going to hand the ball off to a very good player in Wayman Jordan or King Miller, and they have the threat of the tight end seam right over their head. So what do the linebackers do? Do they crash down? Do they drop back? There is no correct answer. Playing linebacker has never been more difficult in the modern age of college football. The RPO game makes it so confusing, it gives them no real answer. And we're seeing that each and every week, and we saw that in this game. When those linebackers crash down, we're going to hit the tight end seam right over your head. We're going to hit Lake McCree or Walker Lyons. But when they drop back, we're going to hand the ball off, and that's one less body that the running backs have to deal with at the line of scrimmage. Makes it easier for our guys to get to the second level to seal them off, and that's when big runs happen. So we have a fantastic recipe going forward that if I'm an opposing defensive coordinator, I am losing sleep over it. There are so many things we can do with this offense. Lincoln Riley has fully committed to running the football. Like, there might be moments this year later down the road where it gets away from it, but I think overall he's proven to us that he is willing to run the football. Something we didn't see last year, but we are seeing this year. And that's going to lead me to thing number 4, King Miller's throne. King Miller, oh my goodness. So with the offensive line playing the way we are with this RPO heavy game, I actually think that King Miller is a better fit schematically for what we're doing than a guy like Wayman Jordan. Not that Wayman isn't a good fit, not at all what I'm saying. Not even saying that King Miller's a better running back than Wayman Jordan. But with his one-cut ability, with his explosiveness in the run game, you watch next week, those safeties for Notre Dame are going to be creeping down just the tiniest bit. And when that happens with this offense, Jaden Mayava is going to find his guys downfield and our wideouts are going to make plays. But just being there in person, King Miller's decisiveness, his ability just to put his foot in the ground and go, it really stood out to me. Like, I don't know how this kid's a walk-on. If I'm Chad Bowden, one of my top priorities this offseason is getting him on scholarship, making sure he's happy and settled, because that kid cannot go anywhere. King Miller's proving to be the most explosive running back we've had at USC since Lincoln Riley's been here. And with that added dynamic to this already explosive offense, man, I really don't know how defensive coordinators are going to line up to stop us. I mean, the thing's going to be, if you can control our offensive line, then you could probably shut us down, because that's the case with any offense, right? But we've been so consistently sound no matter who's in the lineup on the offensive line each and every week. Like, the run game sputtered a little bit against Illinois, but it wasn't horrible by any means. So if we can run the ball in South Bend, that's going to be a massive game changer. Next up, thing number 5, team. So when you watch the offense, when you watch the defense, but especially the defense, that's where I want to focus on this. When you saw the Michigan game last year, like, Eric Gentry took over, right? He was dominant. We didn't see that from anybody in this game. It wasn't a one-man show. It wasn't one guy getting 3 sacks. And it wasn't even a bunch of guys making crazy, outlandish, or hyper-athletic plays. It was sound, assignment-based team defense. Now, what did we talk about going into this game on the defensive side of the ball? We needed to see guys stop playing hero ball, be gap sound, be assignment sound. And that's exactly what we saw. This was team defense. Everybody trusted the guy next to them to do their job. And we played in sync. We played confident. We played clean. When guys are confident and trusting in their abilities, trusting in the scheme, that's when you see the penalties go away. There were no hands to the face. There was nothing like that. This was a very clean performance from the Trojan defense. It wasn't fluky. It wasn't flashy. It was solid at all 3 levels. There wasn't one liability on the field where you're like, oh my God, that guy. Marcellus Williams played a damn good game. DeCarlos Nicholson played a good game. The safeties were very effective. The linebackers were good. The defensive line wasn't dominating each and every rep, but they were gap sound, they were assignment sound, they were getting enough penetration, and that's what allowed us to win this game. This was a team effort all the way through. Jaden Mayava operated the offense. He made the one mistake, but other than that, he was on time, he was in rhythm, and he operated the offense as Lincoln Riley saw fit. Lake McCree is one of the most selfless Trojans I've ever seen in my time watching USC football. He wasn't 100% in this one, but you wouldn't have been able to tell by watching the game. Throwing his body around, finishing his blocks. He had the fumble after he got absolutely crushed, but then he came back later and made a really tough catch. Each and every week, Lake is asked to make these catches as he's getting obliterated. Like, I don't know what it is. I remember Rhett Ellison always used to get hit really hard whenever he catch the ball. Lake is the exact same way. He gets lit up every single Saturday, and he keeps coming back, and he keeps making key plays for us. That was the best team performance I have seen from USC in a very, very long time. Because even when Caleb was here, it really was the Caleb Williams show. Like, the offensive line was great that first year. We had Travis Dye. But when's the last time you saw USC at all 3 phases playing as well as that? without it being about one or two guys. Look at special teams. Look at Ryan Sayeri. The guy's been money all season. That kick to put us up 24-7, that really was the game ender. There was some pressure on that kick. You felt that they're in the stadium. Offense, defense, special teams, all playing as one and collectively kicking Michigan's ass. That's what happened. That's what we saw. And man, I know heading to South Bend this week, I know it's going to be a monumental challenge. Pretty sure we opened as an 8.5-point dog. The running back, CJ Carr's playing phenomenal football. I did see that they lost their center this week, so that's going to be an even trade for us. But whereas even 2 weeks ago, I thought there was no shot for this USC team to win in South Bend, we can absolutely win there if we play like this. Now, getting a win at home against a team you're favored against a team that can't really throw the ball, like there's a lot of ways to look at this and sort of downplay it. But in terms of what the game means, like that was Michigan on the other side. That is a very physical team on the other side of the ball. Like that's their identity. They still have that. So we're going to get to see, man, going on the road, playing at a place we haven't won since 2011. This is a game that if we win, not only have we turned the corner, but we're a legitimate playoff threat. This team has the recipe. We can run the ball. We can play a little bit of defense. We can throw it around. Like we're going to be a tough out. No one's going to want to see us down the stretch if we're playing this style of ball. So big week. If this team's going to do anything special this year, it all starts in South Bend on Saturday. But guys, that is what we learned from USC 31, Michigan 13. An all-around ass-kicking, a phenomenal game. So happy to be there. And yeah, if you did happen to enjoy this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You guys are all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.